Zlurpcast!
Quick hits with a K. K W. Let's do it. K W.
No, let's not do that. It's gonna take too long.
We trademarked it. Patent pending. Quick hits spelled the way we do. That means one thing and one thing only. Actually, it means four things and four things only. Four games that do not make the cut. Should they make the cut? Maybe. Have there been games that made the cut that should be quick hits? Definitely. Will there be any type of repercussions for those who have elevated a game like Rivet Wars to main game status? Never. So let's just do our thing. This is Zlurpcast. We've got Xtreme in the Goff Rocker shirt, live from the boot, available now, or Gasmatron, available now, and Blood Bowl, the single, only available on Saw Blades, available now with guest voiceover from Xtreme and myself, Grim and Gob, respectively. We have Valdric, which has like no intro compared to that. He is in his Christmas best today with the green and red. Zlurpcast, Zlurpist shirt on the front, flannel in the back. I thought at first it was a Mantic green shirt at first.
But then you saw there was text and stuff on the front.
Yeah, I saw there was one color. One color is the cheapest to do, but still one more than what the old Mantic shirt did. Biran has a Dreadball shirt, I believe.
No, Freeze Pop.
Okay, I thought
but it is a hex-based Freeze Pop shirt.
I thought it was in the original Dreadball, and I bet Mike had this. The plastic pieces that go over.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I had part of a set of that.
The acrylic Blood Bowl pitch that looked like crap.
Yeah.
Remember that?
The Dreadball, you mean?
Dreadball pitch.
Dreadball, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, well, because they didn't make the sides.
Yeah.
They just used the pitch. Like, you got to have the sides. We need
You
dugout
said stuff just hanging on the side. It looks stupid.
Well, if you're trying to market this to Dreadball or Blood Bowl players, you need dugouts. I mean, Xtreme, am I right? Like, if you're in Blood Bowl, above anything else, I don't care if your team's painted or all the same, standard pose dwarf, give me that dugout, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I need a giant casualty area for when I played.
What Xtreme? Biran interrupted your big moment.
Where's your team going to go if you don't have a dugout?
Right. You know what I say? If you don't have a dugout, go to hell. That's where they go. To hell. One-way trip, my friends.
And absolutely no handshake for you.
No handshake before or after. COVID or not, don't shake hands in Blood Bowl. Why? Shake hands implies good sport. It's not a good sporting experience. Why shake hands? All out war on the gridiron. So, great. What's the topic? Quick hits?
Quick hits. I'm actually not doing a game.
Quick hits 4. No game. There's no rules. It's a quick hit. It's a quick hit of anything. It could be Biran's latest fat technique. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going Australian, Western, whatever. You do you, as they say. So we are each going to cover something, and it's not going to be a super long episode. So if you're looking to edge, you got about 40 minutes to eventually blow it. So keep it up, literally. Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
Okay, thanks, Biran.
Yeah.
Biran's so far away. Biran Contra Hearing is your new nickname. Let's do it.
He did nothing wrong.
Who, Ollie?
Yeah.
Alive or dead? Ollie North.
He's alive.
You sure?
I think so.
Okay. Fact check, anyone? That's all right. Not worth it.
Fact check down below. Is Colonel Oliver North still alive?
Well, it depends on when you watch it. If you watch these upon release.
Yeah, that's true.
If you watch this in 30 years, what's going to happen?
So instead of a game, because as longtime followers of the podcast know, I don't actually like games that much. I just like excuses to hang out.
Right.
I'm going to cover a story run in a comic book I've reading. You might have heard it. It's a little obscure. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like a 10-issue run from a very obscure indie book called Batman. But
yeah, you can't say obscure.
Bateman.
You were overselling the fake obscure.
Yeah, I tried.
I was thinking Superman, Batman, or Spider-Man was what I was going to go with.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And what does Batman do? I'm not familiar.
he is a vigilante crime fighter.
Okay.
The reason why I chose this specific run is called Their Dark Designs. It is a run done by James Tynion IV, who people may know from various Something is Killing the Children. He wrote that.
Biran, real quick, you like him as an author. I don't believe you agree politically though with him.
Oh, I bet you I don't. Yeah, I believe he is. He's also, I think he's gay, because I've heard it brought up.
I don't think you could say I think he's gay.
Yeah.
Just say
I slept with him, but that could have just been he was drunk.
Right. Yeah, I would say he is a part of the
LGBTQ.
Go through the letters. I'm not sure where we're at right now, but you can't pick one.
Right.
Like like I've learned, the letters are a set of letters to be taken as a whole.
Right.
It's not up to you to choose which one.
We'll say he's non-cis normative.
Normative.
Yeah.
That sounds made up.
It might be. Oh, aren't all words made up ultimately?
That's actually a great point.
So he took over Batman from Tom King, who I actually really don't like almost all of the stuff he does.
You don't like
Tom King?
Yeah.
He began his run with issue 86, which is takes place right after the City of Bane, which was the end of the Tom King run. Basically, Tom King emasculated Batman, and he was kind of pathetic, and it took James Tynion IV to come in and make him badass again. And this leads up to the Joker War series. So I just they clearly spend money on the Batman, the mainline Batman book, because it always has good artists in it, as opposed to the ones that they hire on the cheap for the side stuff. You know, like the fourth Flash book might not have a very good artist on it.
When did that come out?
This came out, I want to say, in 2020. So I was actually able to get all the back issues for this run at just about cover price. So that's one of the reasons I'm recommending it. It's not even on trade paperback yet, I don't think. But I was able to, even on eBay, combination of eBay and comic book back bins, I was able to get it pretty much for cover price.
I thought you were going to say, I read it, I loved it, but you can't get it. It's not even out yet.
No. But, you know, it's got... basically, it's a 10-issue plot where someone is trying to outsmart Batman, and you never outsmart Batman, but they kind of do at the end, so it does pay off a little bit. There's consequences to the ending of this that go on into the next series, Joker War, and what's currently going on after Joker War. So it's a consequential run. It's a very well written run. And
what is Joker War? Like, what's the overall plot?
So imagine Joker with unlimited resources, what he could do with that. So Joker wages war on Gotham.
Okay, it's not a Joker versus a Joker, though.
No, it's Joker versus Batman, and there's crossovers with other books, but from my understanding, you don't need to read it. The core ones are in the core Batman book.
Any Robin action?
Nightwing shows up. The new side note: the new Robin series that just started is also really good. It's Damian Wayne is in it, and he's going to hang out with his mom with the League of Assassins.
Were you did you used to scoff at Batman back in the day, or were you always?
I was a pure Marvel guy back in the day.
Okay.
But I think DC is superior to Marvel now, at least with their mainline books.
I mean, that's a very blanket statement. Just to say.
I would say like the Batman books are better than anything Marvel's doing now. I think Avengers is terrible for Marvel now.
Current run, you're saying DC is better.
Yeah, I would say
there's a lot less books to worry about too.
Yeah, for Marvel, I'm more Daredevil, Immortal Hulk, and Spider-Woman are the three main ones I read. But the Batman, Detective Comics, and the new Batman the Detective miniseries are all home runs in my book.
Okay.
The funny thing is, Detective Comics is written by Mariko Tamaki, who, if you think I don't agree with the politics of James Tynion IV, she's 10 times worse, but she earned my trust with some miniseries I read, and I'm really liking what she's doing. So I can divorce the art from the artist.
I think it's okay to stop saying the fourth on that guy, by the way.
Yeah. Now, here's the question. When you see, especially like you'll see it in like football players, be so-and-so the second. And I always thought that was just junior, but is that because they're named after their grandfather?
No, I think second is the same as junior, and the rules are same first name, same middle name.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think second is same as junior.
It just seems weird. I've always gone by junior, and until you're the third, you don't get the number.
I think they do second when there is a third.
Yeah.
Like you're junior, but if at any point there becomes a 3, now you need a 2.
So the 3
But
unlocks the 2.
basically, imagine retconning the numbering sequence of the Fast and Furious series.
Yeah. Is
Or
it true that the guy from the Tokyo Drift is in the new one? I asked Brian because I know he's the #1 fan here.
Yes, he is, and it pisses me off. But
What is it racism or
no,
you blame
'cause,
him for
they,
COVID? Is what you're saying?
They screwed up the whole continuity of the series because he was a popular character, so they wanted to bring him back
And
in.
and
It's like
to boost the numbers in China, do you think?
Well, Xtreme, would you say bringing more wrestlers in will help you be okay with it?
I mean, Vin Diesel and John Cena are brothers. Like, okay, how many minutes apart were they born?
What if they bring in Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
Right. To be fair, I mean, no one's actually seen John Cena, so are you trying to claim he's white?
True or false? John
I
Cena
can't
was
do
the
it.
best part of Transformers Bumblebee.
No, that was a good movie.
It was, but John Cena was the best because of his line about the Decepticons.
As a Cena mark, he's the best thing of a lot of things, in my opinion.
When he said they're named Decepticons for crying out loud.
I like John Cena in the Ernest movies too. He was really good when he was thin.
That guy is dead.
Ernest P. Worrell.
Yes.
Yes.
By the way, did we ever find out who Vern was?
Hey, Vern.
Who the fuck is Vern? The cameraman? Or am I Vern?
Was he the guy in Home Improvement behind the fence?
That was Al. No, that was Wilson.
Wilson.
Well,
Vern Wilson?
Oh, Vern Troyer.
He's dead.
Dead or
He
alive.
was also behind the fence, but we didn't see him.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
I
yeah,
wanna-
here's the whole series
Get
of covers.
us back on track. Xtreme is in little people hate mode right now, so we got to get back on track.
Ooh, and then now this ends, and now I'm right onto the Joker series. So
What number is that?
this one, it's 86 to 94.
It started in 86.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you have any knowledge of Batman, it's a great jumping in point.
Now, once again, who is Batman? Who is the Batman? I mean?
The Batman is Bruce Wayne. Spoilers.
Spoiler.
And he flies, I assume.
Yes. Well,
I mean, 2 first names, not to be trusted.
he does have the Bat Wing.
Theory still holds true. If you have 2 first names, you're not to be trusted.
Is
Yeah.
he related to Man Bat?
That's another one I've been meaning to pick up because I hear it's pretty good too. Oh shit! And Swamp Thing's amazing too, by the way.
What about Thing Swamp?
Or I love the analogs between Marvel. You have Swamp Thing and the Man Thing.
Man Thing.
Man.
Alan Moore, yeah. The new one is Swamp Thing's a guy from India now, and he's fighting Desert Thing, who's an undead guy. It's really cool. Speaking of comics, did everyone see the Venom trailer?
I didn't watch it.
I was underwhelmed.
I just like the funny bits of Venom talking to Eddie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, didn't the first one he called him a pussy and he made fun of him, right?
Yeah. But
That
now
was
he's
that-
making a breakfast and being nice to the lady at the supermarket.
Yeah.
And I'm a Woody Harrelson fan, so.
I enjoyed the first one. It was fun. So
Yep.
I'll see it.
I'm calling it
Here,
now. At the very end, the spider logo is going to appear on his chest at the very end.
Cool spoiler.
So yeah, that's my recommend.
Okay. Get on Batman 86 through 93, 94, and
Yep.
prepare yourself for Joker War.
Mhm.
Okay. Good, quick hits. It was both quick and a hit.
Yep. Thank you.
Who would like to go next? Brian,
I'll go.
Xtreme, Mitchell. Is it true your middle name is Steven?
No, that's my dad's name though.
Okay. What is your middle name?
Patrick.
Oh, BPM. Beats per minute.
Also, the techno station on XM Sirius.
Is it? Huh.
All right.
Okay. Xtreme. What is your
So
quick
hit? My quick hit is going to be a game. This game came out in 2003 and almost immediately failed and was canceled. I don't really understand why, because it was a pretty solid game. But Creepy Freaks.
Oh, I remember those.
So this was Whiz Kids at the height of HeroClix. One of the, I don't know, one of the strong points of HeroClix. But it was all like gross out humor on square bases instead of round bases.
Pre-painted?
And you played on an 8x8 grid, and each side had their own collection of creepy freaks, and you tried to freak out the other side and make them. But it's super cool. So there's like, I don't know, less than 60 figures that were actually made for the game, and a lot of them were.
Is that a toilet bowl monster?
That guy looks like Conky from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
So this
Yeah.
is Swirly.
Swirly, got it.
Oh, he's a toilet. I see it now.
Yeah. And Drippy the Puss Man.
Oh, that looks
Got
like,
kind of a Garbage Pail Kids vibe.
looks like
Yeah.
Mike's penis.
The arms.
Some
Yeah.
of the characters had like multiple repaints, and they changed the character name and the abilities. So there's like 3 different toilets.
Did you paint those?
No, they're all
The paint
clicks.
jobs seem better than your average free paints.
Right, that's why I said.
Yeah, I mean, they look really good. But then there were some figures that were really cool that did not have repaint, so they were kind of special and individual. So this guy's a floating brain in a jar.
He's in the fucking tank.
So
You ever
super
fill that up?
awesome.
Put some liquid in there.
Well, I mean, I get this game out so often that if I put liquid in it,
I wanted to check your enthusiasm level. It's at a low. So. Okay.
but I got this at Gen Con one year, probably 2005-ish, and I bought a case of the figures, which is the complete set of all the boosters. I don't think I paid very much for it at all, but I actually looked before the show, and you can still get a case on eBay for $30 and have the complete set.
So it's not
That's
blind
cool.
box. It's you know what you're going to get.
They were blind packs, but if you buy a case,
You got
every single-
everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, well, no, not everything. You had to buy the case for all the boosters, but then you had to buy a starter pack.
Right.
And the starter packs are like $4 or $5 right now.
Yeah, but there's no surprises.
The intention was the boosters were supposed to be surprises.
Okay.
But if you bought a whole case, then the mix in it was one full set.
You couldn't get a whole case of the toilet guy and get pissed.
What's his name? Swirly?
Swirly.
The main one is Swirly, but then the repaints, this one is Potty Mouth.
Mm.
And I have a couple Swirlies, so he must have been in the starter pack. They only had 2, because you play as like a human kid with monsters, and they only released 2 kids. So there were like 2 different starter packs to choose from.
The dork and the dork who thinks he's a jock.
Yes, exactly.
Is it true that the fart faction is completely OP?
Sure.
Toilet guy, drippy dick. What's the other one? Leaky faucet. You know,
Bowel
the
movement.
bathroom committee is OP.
Sure. I don't know. But yeah, so also with the starter pack, it came with a DVD that had a like short cartoon and then instructions on how to play the game. So it like walked you through playing the game.
Was
So
it
pretty cool.
interactive or just no?
No, you just watched it. It's on YouTube if you really care. I don't know.
Did they remaster it into Blu-ray or HD Blu-ray?
No, there was no reason for that. But I mean, the game failed almost immediately, and I really don't understand why. Like play-wise, it's a pretty solid game. It's not super deep, but there is some tactics to it, and there's a reason for adults to play. But it was definitely geared at like getting kids into clicks.
This is like I think you're right as far as this is the time when there was a lot of things trying to, kind of get some of that clicks heat going, like at that time, I'm guessing there was like not only hero clicks, but like horror clicks, movie clicks, and everything else. And then of course the other companies doing things, trying to get some of it. This one did not take off though.
No, I mean, it failed like out of the gate. It was really bad. Like you could find it at dollar stores within a year. Which I never bought anything until the thing that sold me is I was at Gen Con. I was like, oh, I can get everything for like $15-20. Okay, I'll buy the entire game. That was supposed to be collectible, but now isn't at all.
So it's got your favorite thing where it can't expand beyond your desire to play, like Crisis Protocol. It's stuck.
Yes. There will never be any more creepy freaks for me to learn.
Are you currently looking at like 3D renderings of maybe like a Russian faction?
No, I'm good with the American creep out.
What about like a Russian bathroom faction?
I mean,
Like, is there an Asian faction where the toilet is just a hole in the ground?
Right. Or like their farts aren't as powerful.
Is there an Arab faction where they don't use toilet paper, they just wipe with their left hand?
Yeah.
That's why you always shake with your right.
No, he knows what you said and why you said it.
Right.
He doesn't know the answer or won't say the answer.
Right.
No response.
Is there an X-rated German version?
Is there a German version?
Nope.
When's the last time you played this game?
It's been a couple years. So I haven't. The box that I bought is how I store it all.
So that made the cutoff for the move, but other stuff didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take up very much space, and I could throw it back in the closet, forget about it for a couple more years.
Okay.
When you drop the boy off at college, do you go gather together in the student lounge to play this next to the girls he's interested in?
No, I think he does a good job of playing stupid nerdy games that alienate
I will
him.
say, to be fair, Biran, I get what you're trying to do, but that's going to get you laid in 2021.
That's true. Everything's topsy-turvy nowadays.
It's completely different now. I remember, so years ago, I'm probably like 12 or 13. Is that a booger?
No, this is like a mad scientist dude.
He's not very gross, though. Looks like a picklehead.
I thought he was like the guys from the Mucinex commercial. The fucking booger army. Speaking of, the reason why I bring up boogers, so I'm like 12 or 13. I go to Dean's house, my brother, who just moved out into like a party house in Lombard, right? And that's where all the party houses occurred, I believe. And it's, I'm there underage. There's a lot of shenanigans going on. That's fine. I'm in the kitchen, and one of Dean's friends says, "Who wants to play Pass the Booger?" And lo and behold, Dean did have a board game called Pass the Booger. And it was a little like gummy booger in there. Speaking of gross out games, Xtreme, I know that's kind of your genre, I'm guessing. And you got to collect the 5 different types of booger, like crusty booger, sinus booger, all that. When you finally get all the cards, you have to then have the booger be passed to you. And that's how you win. So I just wonder, is this your first foray or last foray into the gross out genre of games?
I can't think of any other gross out game that I did play, so maybe it was my first
40K Nurgle?
Soggy Biscuit?
I have not played either of those.
Okay. I also played the Welcome Back Cotter board game, which came with a small rubber hose to say up your nose with a rubber hose. Is that gross out, or is that like pretty clean compared to what you're really into, Xtreme?
I don't know. That's I don't know. I don't know where to go with that.
Could you see perhaps some hobo from the state of Ohio repurposing these models for Kings of War?
Ooh.
Absolutely. When they were on clearance racks and in dollar stores, there were a lot of people buying them to use for other things.
Yeah. Greater bathroom golem right there. Stats already done. Defense 6 on everybody.
I mean, it wouldn't be too hard to get a whole bunch of these, the Drippy Puss Man or Frosty the Snot Mans.
Oh, that's a good one.
Make them something.
You ever sit on that guy on accident?
No.
Okay.
Naked, smeared with lube on accident?
Nope.
I mean, if the goal is to outgross your opponent, like all bets are off, right?
Was that the movie Basketball.
Yeah, that was a rule in basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still want to play that.
Is there a horse cum figure?
Is that so? With going with basketball, when I was shopping for a house, that's actually something I wanted, was a driveway I could build a basketball court in, and then I bought a house that does not. So
Did it come with a Carmen Electra though?
I mean, I would assume it did.
Speaking of Carmen Electra, is anyone else sad about Tawny Katane?
I mean, I'm not happy about anything.
No,
but
you're not celebrating.
She never really did anything for me, if that's what you're asking.
Well, because you were like 3, right?
Yeah, jerking off at 3 to rats.
The White Snake.
Rat videos. Sorry, I did have Up All Night to look forward to.
That's right.
Rhonda Shear.
Yes.
I didn't
It was
really
in the reboot of WKRP, so
That's true. No Lonnie Anderson? Alive or dead?
Herb and
Lonnie's alive.
Yeah, Lonnie's alive. Herb and Les Nessman were the only 2 in it
That have passed.
No, that were in the reboot.
Oh, but
The other people said, "No, I'm not touching that turd."
I get it. I've never saw that at the reboot, actually. So Xtreme, is this something that, I know you pulled it out because you thought it was cool and all, but is this something that would ever get some play? Not like now?
With who? I mean, I play with my son. I can't imagine who else I would con into playing this game with me. But
With whom, some may say. And then you're like, if you said whom, you're not ready for this game.
Right.
So, okay. Well, Creepy Freaks. Anything else you want to cover on? Oh, I didn't ask Biran because it wasn't a game, but if this were a rating episode, Xtreme, what would you give it?
The 3.5.
Okay. 3.5 farts.
Sure, or burps or boogers or whatever.
It's probably 6 boogers though. 3.5 farts.
I don't know what the conversion rate is.
Yeah, it's like right now I think it's 1.126 pre-cum milliliters. Right now though, don't quote me on that, anybody. Right now. So, very nice. Mike, do you want to save yours for last, or do you want to go now?
I'll go now.
Okay.
Continuing with my theme of games that work from that all the players work from a common pool. This is Welcome to Your Perfect Home. Okay. It's a game where the goal is everyone's got the same subdivision. And your goal is you want to build you want to build neighborhoods within that subdivision on these 3 streets. And you want to have all kinds of amenities like pools, parks, things like that. How this is played is where is it? Yeah, this right here. This right here, there's a common pool of 3 cards. There's 3 decks. And you start off with everyone's playing off the same pool. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw these 3 cards, and there's a number on it. Like this is a 10, this is a 7, and that's a 3. Okay, and then the card in the discard pile, the back of the card, there is a feature to it, and these features are pools, parks, fences. I forgot what these are called. Working pool. Biz, which is business, and real estate. And they allow you to do special things with these numbers. Now, your goal here is you want to fill up these boxes with the numbers that are on these cards, but they have to go sequentially. So if you get like a 5 or 6, and you put like the 5 or you put your 6 right here, let's say, all the numbers before that have to be less than that. So you have to put the 5 there, a 4 there, and then if you put a 6 here, then you can only put like a 7 has to be on the other side of it.
Is this a scam to teach math?
Well, it's not really teaching math because you're not doing any addition or subtraction. It's like a number line. But like if you get like a 1 or a 2, you put it on the end. But if you get like a 7,
yeah,
you kind of box yourself in. And
is 7 like Biran as a neighbor?
Yeah.
Or is he a 1?
And you get special points for, you know, the more parks you get in an area, you get points for that. The more real estate things you get higher points for that. Also, what you're trying to do is build neighborhoods. And there's another card deck. You draw 3 cards. And if you get neighborhoods that are like 3 buildings or, 3 houses in one, 3 houses in one, and 4 houses in this one, you get bonus points for that. So it's all about trying to build up your neighborhoods with these random numbers, and basically try to get these points before the other people do. Because if you get it, you get the maximum number of points, and then if anyone else gets that same set after you, they get less points for it. So you're just trying to get them.
When you win, do you get to say, "There goes the neighborhood"?
Exactly. Yes. And it's one of those games too, like Railroad Inc. that I talked about last time. You can play it solo because you're basically just trying to see, you're playing against yourself. You're basically like, last time I played this, I got 110 points, and now I got 85. I lost. So you try to, do better than you did the time before. But it's more fun with more people.
Small enough to play on the train?
Oh yeah, yeah. You could do it. You need to have someplace so the decks wouldn't, the cards wouldn't fall over. But
Mike, you like a lot of real life games, I've noticed.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm like the one person here that likes the Euro games, the resource management, where if I don't, build enough farms, my town will die, kind of stuff. So yeah,
I like games where I do things I cannot do in real life. I apparently am not allowed to kill people in real life. I do it in the game. Build a neighborhood. That sounds like one could do that in real life. Maybe a kid looking to be a city planner in the future might want to pick this game up.
Yes.
Okay.
I had that game on my list of games to pick up because I think it would be a lot of fun to play with my wife.
Yeah.
I think we'd do it.
Yeah, it's simple enough. And I mean, there's obviously strategies to it, but again, you're all working off the same pool. So it's not like, you're going to get lucky or something, you all have the same possibility. So
is it teaching about like race relations at all or no?
No, none whatsoever.
So what
That's the
are
expansion?
Because we're talking about parks and pools and whatnot. So
we know what that means.
they? I knew Biran was going to say it. Basically, fat white guys don't swim.
Yeah.
The game also takes place in the 50s.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, this is the 50s?
Well, I don't know, because she's wearing a suit, so
that's not right.
But yeah, the style of the art.
This is an alternate reality U.S. Like if the Axis powers won, this is U.S. in the 50s. Okay.
It's also made by Blue Cocker Games. You got to like that. So
Was this their only game?
They have I actually meant to look that up and I forgot. They have different skins of this. So
That's actually what I was going to ask you. And this is not meant to be a knock on the game, but do you feel that due to the number system, it could be essentially anything you're building?
Oh yeah.
It comes up in a lot of lists in similar vein with Railroad Inc. and those types of games.
Yeah. And again, it plays under 30 minutes. You can play it solo. They actually have an app because hold on a second here. Every time you play, this is your deck of, this is the same neighborhood and you're writing stuff on here, whatever. So theoretically you could run out of this, but there's an app that you can actually have on your tablet, whatever. You just put the numbers in and you can play it that way too. So
how many bonus points for building bomb shelters? Like what's the Cold War? Is there a table for Cold War effects? That table?
That's under the pool, yes. But yeah, it's a fun little game. I played it. I learned it on. We were on vacation, so the first time, and we were at this little resort that had It only had 4 rooms. Let's put it that way. They're separate little huts, and this one couple was there and they left, and then this other couple came and he was a gamer and he brought a bunch of games with him and he and I just played them at night. And,
so he showed you.
Yeah, he showed me. We played the two of us and the guy that ran the place. So
he packed it in a suitcase for this trip and said, I'm betting I'm going to run into a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant dork somewhere on this trip that it's appropriate to, take this spot up in the suitcase and bring it.
What are the odds that in this third world hellhole I'll run into Mike?
Exactly.
Like if he didn't run into you, was he playing with the staff or no?
Well, he was the guy too that when Katie was talking to him about being a fan of wrestling, he goes, I went to high school with somebody that wanted to do that. Have you guys heard of Brian Danielson? And we're like,
no.
Whoa. and Katie was like, really? And then we think because he's from Washington and all that. And
then you said, you know what? I'll pretend to like your dumb game because you're friends with Brian.
So this is the guy that ran the place in Mexico.
Oh, different. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Katie was like, did oh, you've heard of him. Did he do something? Like, oh yeah, he did a lot. So yeah.
No, he didn't pan out. I'm sorry.
There is an expansion. Welcome to Doomsday Thematic Neighborhood.
Oh, is that the blue one? Is the box blue or is it? Okay. I know there's a blue box and there's I think there's a green one too, but I don't remember.
So it's an expansion. Like if things go wrong in the neighborhood.
I don't know. It says Doomsday. It sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool to you, but you don't live there.
Well, no, you're creating it.
Oh, God complex games.
Exactly.
Okay, I get it. That's a whole sub-genre as well. Any questions for Mike before I ask to give his pseudo rating, if you will? Okay. What would you give it?
I'll give it a 3. I enjoy it. It's not for everyone. If you don't like, if you don't like numbers and whatever, you're just flipping cars and writing down numbers. There is a lot of, you got to keep track of a lot of things, and some people don't like that, but
would you say this game's good for someone who plays phone games to keep their brain active?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you have to, you're like, I got a 7 and then I drew a 5. I want to put it next to the 7 and block off the possibility of getting a 6? But if I leave a space for the 6, that means I got to draw a 6.
Yeah.
So, there's those kind of decisions. So
big for Sudoku fans.
Yeah.
If you've mastered Sudoku and Seppuku and Harikari and you want more, look into this game.
Exactly.
Currently still available?
Yes, as far as I know.
Okay. Make sure to check out your local game store where it will not be.
It will definitely not be there. Yes.
This is an Amazon game, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yes.
Okay. Without even
do that without guilt because.
Yeah, right. You're not going to have.
Yeah, because you go to Todd and say, "Can you get me this game?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll look into it." And then a year later,
yeah,
you get it on Amazon.
That's why you don't go to Todd. You go to Leif.
Yeah, you go to Leif.
Leif, I know you're down to 3 tables. Can I use one up for the whole Saturday on this game? Sure.
I know there's a big Magic release tonight, but
so to stick with Todd as a theme, I mentioned Creepy Freaks to him once, and he instantly was like, "Oh yeah, that sat on my shelves forever." That Crooked Hat.
Yeah,
and that was the one thing that he remembered from it.
It's the reason Crooked Hat closed.
I was about to say that was probably like that was it. Like it will forever be known. We all think as the Blood Bowl League, the guys who didn't buy anything, we thought we caused his demise. Turns out it was creepy crawlers.
Yep.
Creepy crawlers.
That's what it's called now, forever.
It was wacky wall walkers, I believe. All right. Anything else, Mike?
No.
Okay. Over to me. I much like Mike likes games of things he can do in real life. I like games with a theme, with an existing IP, with an existing canon, if you will. And this is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the board game by Jasco Games. Jasco has a lot of really cool board games. They are now getting into miniature games. They do the Street Fighter miniatures game, all pre-painted. While I wasn't impressed with the gameplay, I do want to check it out, but I think they do a pretty good job with board games. In this game of Buffy, if you are a fan of Buffy. By the way, this is gonna be. We're not gonna get into Joss Whedon stuff right now. This is neither the
Why?
time.
Did he do something?
Yeah, he did. He makes actresses cry, and I'm not doing that. But he did create a universe. It takes place in Sunnydale. Here's the map here. You can go to the catacombs, the cemetery, City Hall, the high school, the Bronze, which is the nightclub for teens, the Magic Box. Get your magic supplies there. Buffy's house, and a bunch of different places to go to. Angel's Mansion, but Angelus when he's bad. Go to different places on there because what's happening is there are people, I believe they're called locals or something to that effect. Townies or townies? What's the right word? Townies? Townies. Walking around, and you got to try to stop them from getting killed or their blood drained from demons and or vampires. What's going to happen is as you play the role of a character, you have to choose from. I know Biran's waiting to see if one certain personnel is in there. So you've got Angel, you've got Giles, which if you're a dork, you play him. Spike, who's cool, so you pick Spike or Angel. You play both, and it's like, a little bit of conflict there. You've got Xander. That would be Biran's favorite character. You've got Willow as well. You've got Buffy, who I will say, based on my experience with the game, Buffy should play. Like, if you have two people playing, one of them should be Buffy. I just find it to be almost impossible. And you can tell me in the comments how you beat the game with Giles and Willow, and that's fine. But I think you need Buffy as one of the two. Then you have your big bads, hence the name Big Bad. So you have the Master, played in the show by one Mark Metcalf. Animal House fans know him as Niedermeyer. Radio people know him as the host of a show in Milwaukee. And heavy metal fans know him as the dad in the Twisted Sister videos.
What are you going to do with your life?
I want to rock. Like, you're worthless and you're weak. What do you want to do with your life? I want to rock. And then like the whole family turns into the band when they do that. Like, how does that happen? Did the family die or were they the band the whole time? I don't know. So that is the Master. You have Caleb, who some may know from Firefly as well. And you have Adam, half cyborg. You have Glory, or Glorificus, if you will. You have the first evil and the mayor as well there. So the big bads, I believe it says you start with the Master. Once you beat him, then you can try the other ones. He's the easiest to kill. It really is like the show. They made it a point to, and when I say like the show, I mean literally like a television program, in that you're going to kill the monster of the week, something that is that Buffy and then Angel was both famous for, is having a bad guy in each episode, but then ultimately a seasoned bad guy, the big bad. So playing through this game is like watching one season of the show, because you are doing a bunch of different things, killing a bunch of monsters of the week, and then you got to kill the big bad. I believe you have to kill the big bad 3 times. Like, they kind of get away 2 times, and you kill them the 3rd time. That's when you finally beat them. All while you're doing that, you are going to different locations on the map, trying to stop townies from getting killed, trying to stop your own characters from getting wounds, and killing vampires, killing demons, or just moving them to different areas, getting them out of your way as well. That works as well. Trying to pick up clues to try to kill the big bad when you get to that point throughout. So there are things you buy, your stakes to kill vampires, things you need for spells. You acquire different artifacts to make those things happen. As a character in the game, we'll just start with Buffy. One thing that's kind of cool, you have these little tokens you put inside. I'm a big fan of cards that you put other cards next to. I've always liked that in games. It makes me feel like more in control of what I'm doing. And it makes the cards, I think it's cool because it always makes cards mean something. Usually instead of just, I'll just put it there. Nope, you got to do that because action 1, Yeah, action 1, action 2, action 3, and your special action. So normal actions are like moving around and fighting things and gathering things. Special action is always particular to that character. Hers is slayage, perform a move and a fight in any order. So like a charge in most games. After performing the fight action, all baddies in your location get stunned automatically just by Buffy being there. That's a really good one. So throughout the game, you acquire different things, tomes, books, things to make spells, all that. You want to do that all while trying not to dilly nor dally around, because people are getting killed while this is happening. You got to make some smart decisions on there. It is for 1 to 6 players, I believe. If you play solo, you need to play 2 characters. You can't really play with one. It's just near impossible. Pick 2 characters, play solo, or play 2. It is co-op. No one's playing the bad guys. So play it with 2 players, grab 2, make Buffy one of them, make it a little easier on yourself, and give the game a try if you are a fan of the Buffy and Angel universe. There is an expansion. I have not played it yet. It's called Friends and Frenemies. I got it because Faith is on the cover, who's my favorite, but I believe it has more characters to play, more big bads, probably more monsters of the week, and probably more random artifacts. I think you could just merge it. I don't think you have to, but I haven't tried it yet. I want to. It's like a $40 game on Amazon. Fun if you like the universe.
If you're like me and have never seen an episode of Buffy, would it have an appeal?
Only if the people you're with like Buffy and you just get sucked in by association. By yourself, no. You would say, I don't get this. What's the joke? I mean, there is enough fighting and spells.
But knowing the lore helps for sure.
But like just the idea, I mean, you don't have to watch every episode, but you should know who people are. You should know who the good guys are, the Scooby Gang, if you will, and you should know who the bad guys are. So if you watched a handful of episodes or just know because it's been around for 20 years or whatever, you'll be fine. You don't have to love it, but it would be nice to know something about it. Otherwise, there's other games that do something similar that are better out there for you with their own lore built in.
Yeah. What I always find interesting is Buffy reminds me of Stargate. It's a TV show based on a movie that's superior to the movie it's based on.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I like the Buffy movie just fine. It was okay.
I mean, no one talks about it. It's right. We don't speak of the Buffy.
It's the planet, and same with Stargate. The show I think is always better than the movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, anytime you have better ways, that movie was chopped up big time from what it was intended to be. So the show, in a sense, is the movie as it should have been. But as a fan of the show, we got to see the characters progress, and that's fine. This game doesn't have to do that. I mean, this game is pretty much like the expansions probably go further, but I believe the game is season 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, because I think Glory was in season 5. So I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which for a lot of people, much like a lot of Star Wars fans, they have a cutoff. A lot of Buffy fans cut it off at 5. But that's the game is kind of that, which is why they tell you to start with the Master, because going from memory, it's been a long time for me. I'm pretty sure he was the bad guy at the end of season 1, which is why it's the easiest one. But yeah, so you do a lot of traveling around. I found this game, I used to play the Buffy card game back in the collectible card game era where everything was a card game in the early 2000s. This game is way superior to the collectible card game. But it scratches the itch if you're a fan of Buffy and want to play a game. Is it the best game that does these types of things? Far from it. Far from it. But that's not why I'm playing it. I'm playing it because I enjoy games based on stuff I already know. I'm not looking to learn lore. Like the stuff in my brain is this bottle of water. And so see how I have right now this much in there? I have room right now for this much more. But when it's full, I don't have room for any more lore. So give me lore that's already in the bottle, and Buffy's already in the bottle for me. That's my take on playing. And we're going to do a BS episode on games with IP because I just have strong opinions on it and why I like it and why a lot of people don't like it. For me, this game, it's one of them. In a sense, to sum it up, if you're a fan of the lore, it makes the games better for you because the games aren't that good by themselves. And that's true with this. This is not a great game, but it's a fun game. It's a fun game. It's not a great game. You know what I mean? If you like the lore. Any other questions, Biran? Yes.
Can you remove Xander from the deck completely and throw him in the trash?
Yeah, you just don't use them. I've
You
never
just throw it in the trash and it's okay.
I don't have the balls to actually throw a character card away. But I'll put him at the bottom of the pile. Maybe store him under the board.
Mm-hmm.
I've only played with the people I like, and I'm not a Xander fan. But I think so. Besides in the expansion, you have Faith, you have Oz, Seth Green's character.
Who's the werewolf, right?
It's a werewolf, yeah. Spoiler. And Riley, I believe he's in there. It's Buffy's boyfriend in the college years, who is like a government agent type guy. And there's I think there's 4 extra characters to be. I can't remember the 4th one. Oh, maybe Anya, or yeah.
Not the Michelle Trachtenberg character.
Oh, I don't think Dawn is in there. I think Anya the demon is in there. She's really cool. I think she's in there. Yeah. Biran, did you play this?
No, I bought it.
Okay, I thought you told me you were gonna check it out because your wife is into Buffy.
Yeah, I bought it and then it's sad.
Okay. Next time I come to town, let's get together and play it.
All right.
We'll make it happen. And we'll have fun.
I do like it has the quality like linenized box, which I'm always a fan of.
It's a good
Yeah,
box.
the cards seemed like they were good.
Yeah, high quality components.
Cards are thick cards.
Yeah.
Artifacts are standard. No sleeves because I don't do that anymore because I'm a fucking adult. Cards are nothing special. No linen. Holy water. You have tomes. You have wooden stake. Generic magic supplies. Here you have your tokens in a colored Ziploc bag. I guess I had those on sale one day. Your townies are in there. Simple stuff, easy cleanup, easy storage.
You don't need to buy a special laser engraved wood insert, is what you're
Don't
saying.
need it one bit. Just throw them all in the bag. They're all tokens. I would actually like a Buffy miniatures game. I always thought that would be something I'd be into. I just always feared that if someone got it, it would be garbage models. You know,
It would be perfect for, like, I bought the Zombicide that's Night of the Living Dead. Use the same base game, but reskin it for Buffy.
that'd be good.
That'd work
You
great.
need a Zombicide. So when I came to town, my buddy Bobby, who has everything possible for Zombicide, he brought the Zombicide Travel Edition. The little guys are like this.
That was cool looking.
And the cards are this big. And the best part, the dice were little rollers on the side. You just flip them.
Zzz.
Yeah. So I was like $40, I think it was. But yeah, this would actually fit with Zombicide. It really would. It is a very similar style with killing and maneuvering around a town.
And you got just your base vampires and base demons that are just cannon fodder.
Yeah, so there's there's things I wish happened in this game. Like the locations don't do that much. There is some things that can be done. Some locations can't be done others, but they're not really that different. I would have liked to see them be like vastly different of why you're going there. Not just because, well, it's the most amount of like hubs to other spots I can move to. There's strategy with that, but I would have liked more theme with the locations. There's a little bit, not a lot. The gameplay is very similar to most games. You have your hero phase, you have your 4 activations rather. You get the 1, 2, 3, 4, you knock them out on the card. You have your monster phase. Then you're trying to kill something, get a clue, and eventually get the big bad and get ready to fight the big bad of when you decide to do it. But yeah, it's not bad. There's a little flipping back to reference as far as what certain things do. Oh, there's one last thing I want to talk about is when you kill a monster of the week, you trigger an event. So that, like I was saying earlier, how it plays like a TV show. Oh shit, I just noticed something. This is a Death Path insert.
Multi-purpose.
I don't think it came. I don't think it came. Unless they lifted my insert, but I'm pretty sure it came with one that I didn't want, or they didn't come with one at all, which might have been. I bet it was cardboard, and they didn't come with one. Anyway, when you kill something, Sunnydale Press, and this is supposed to be like a plot of a show. So you have events. This is a vampire. Can't even read upside down. Vampire lurks at the magic box. A townie needs help at Shadow Valley Vineyards. Move one vampire towards the nearest townie. So things escalate. So there's the judge. These are KwikHitz, who was my username on the Zlurpee forums for minutes. Remember that Xtreme? You had who was that? Sweet. That was the Sweet. I forgot. So they're all the bad guys from that episode. And then as you kill the monster of the week, the events that trigger are more things happening in the episode to make your job harder of killing the monster of the week, ultimately trying to get to the big bad of the season.
Is there an event where Xander sucks so bad it turned Willow into a lesbian?
No, but
because didn't she have a thing for Xander in the early seasons?
Yeah, her and Xander were a thing for a long time, off and on, and so your characters could turn evil, by the way, because there's plenty of episodes where Dark Willow, and there are when Angel becomes bad. Spoiler: he's not allowed to come. That's a thing. So those things happen in the show where a spell or something happens. So you do have evil versions of your characters, which could happen. You got to do different shit. That's pretty fun when that happens.
Fun fact: you can have Spike give you a birthday greeting for $50 on Cameo.
Yeah, that's a good price for him.
Yeah. And he did way more than I was expecting as far as what he was talking about.
I don't know if he's doing anything currently besides those, but he
does a lot of audiobooks. That's his big
gig. He was writing music for a while, like for a long time. And Spike is one that he plays a Brit so well.
That you were shocked. I was shocked to hear his regular voice.
I think it's probably 15 years ago. I saw him in an interview, and it was like, he almost has like a weird California accent where it's not even American, like the Californian skit on SNL. Like, it's Derek, what are you doing?
He's super. I hear he's super nice at conventions with the fans.
I've heard nothing but great things about James Marster and James Marsden, unrelated. Yeah. I think he, for fans of the show, when he joined the Angel cast that season, like Buffy got worse when it went on, Angel got better as it went on. And his final season of Angel, Spike was in it, and he was just fucking hilarious every episode.
Isn't that the show where Joss Whedon told that one chick to get an abortion?
He said a lot of things because Charisma Carpenter got pregnant, and Joss found that unacceptable.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It all makes sense now that it's all in the open.
He was not, get this. So, Mike, you brought up Michelle Trachtenberg. She joined the show when she was like 15. Joss Whedon was not allowed to be in a room alone with her because it was known.
Yet, all these known things don't come out till much later. It's like it
is known. Weenies. Yeah, like it was known then. Can't be in a room. Like, that's kind of fucked up.
I would think you would fire someone that had that qualifier, but hey, that quippy dialogue sold.
How do you fire someone who's was unfireable on his show?
And like, you definitely see, regardless of what you think about Joss Whedon, you definitely see his trademark dialogue in that. And
no question.
I found that aged poorly as time went on. Like the stuff he did later was not good.
To some people, and I don't mean this as an insult because I'm a big Tarantino fan, but there is a very recognizable dialogue and Kevin Smith and dialogue, delivery, and style that it evolves as time goes on. But it is also a time capsule of itself too.
But you see, like with Quentin Tarantino, you see the progression.
Of course.
With Joss Whedon, it was a straight line.
I agree. Eventually, Tarantino said we don't have to talk as much.
Yeah.
And same
And people don't talk like this
Right.
in real life.
Well, that's true. The cast of Buffy in high school is way funnier than anyone I ever went to high school with.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes. Also, we didn't have a fucking dance club to hang out at either. We had someone's basement.
There was
It wasn't a club with bands that play, and while we drank fucking pops in the back.
There was one in Palatine called Palindrome.
Oh, I do remember that. I never went there.
Neither did I, but those places existed, but maybe we weren't cool enough to go. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one in Aurora too.
There was.
And wasn't there a goth club for all ages in the city?
I don't know.
Shit, I forgot the name.
There was what got in my high school. Eventually, there was a billiards hall that became popular in high school. That became like a thing to go to that isn't McDonald's or Denny's.
Yeah.
So that became a thing. Yeah. So anyway, any other questions on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the board game?
What would you hypothetically rate it if
3.5. And it's 0.5 just because of my fandom of it. 3 as a game to have friends over. It's fun, but it's not. That's it. It's not like we. I will tell you this.
Theme, not for the intricate gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to get people that like the game to play a game. However, once you play one time, they're probably not going to beat the master, and they're probably going to say, "I'm not going to play it again because we didn't win." So there is some of that. You know what I mean? Like co-op games where non-gamers don't win always suffer from the will they ever try it again?
Right.
And because you probably the first time I played it, I didn't win. So there is some of that because you do dumb stuff and then somebody dies, too many people, regular people die. So if you can get people to stick with it, that's great. But I don't know. It is fun. It's cheap. If you have one fun game with friends that are fans of the show and it creates a memorable experience one time, to me, that's worth $40. So I think of games like that. I don't think of games as man, the replayability. It's like, how much did you spend on the fucking game? Like, replayability for a $20 game? Calm down. You're lucky to get one fun game out of a $20 game. So this one's probably $35-40 on Amazon.
27 on Miniature Market.
$27.
Yeah,
What a
$39.99.
What a value. What a value. So anyway, yeah, 3.5 for me. So that is Quick Hits number 4. We like doing these. They're easy. They're easy for you to get through. It's not a marathon. Like, oh, listen to these guys talk about fucking Age of Sigmar for 3 hours. I'm never going to play it. Then why are you watching? That's what I always say. I put the names of the games in the description so you can choose which one.
But you should watch all of them all the way through.
You can choose. You don't have to, but you can, and we love you for it if you do. Sign up to Zlurp Nation. You get a funny email with bonus content. Link is in description. Ring the bell so you get notified when new videos do go up. Subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can see Biran's pasty-ass white legs for an episode. We got Zlurpcast on the social media channels. We're talking Facebook. We're talking Instagram. We're talking Twitter. We're talking TikTok.
Orkut.
What?
Orkut. We're on Orkut.com as well as MySpace.
MySpace. We got Tumblr. We got a Friendster. We've got a Parler. Hopefully Zlurpcast will pop up on Parler as well. There is a TikTok. I would love to get something on there as well. We got a Twitch channel you can subscribe to. Currently, we're up to, I believe, 0 videos.
Nice.
So, but don't you want to be ready for the first? So go follow on Twitch so you can be ready for the first one. That'd be great. Yeah, all that stuff and more, and Zlurpcast discussion on Facebook. It's a group, and buy your Zlurpcast swag. You can get a shirt that looks like these assholes. You can get a bath mat with like faces on there. You can get a sticker, put it on your trapper, keeper, get a face mask.
Post any questions down below. Be like Johan.
Yeah. Johan Mata, big fan. We've got a lot of fans. Well, let me take it back. We have a small number of fans, but a large percentage of fanatics.
Yeah.
And
Dedicated niche audience.
I will take quality over quantity any day. I don't need someone to watch it and go, these guys suck, thumbs down. I don't need it.
But we'll take the thumbs down because that counts.
It counts, but I don't need it though. What I want is, man, I love this episode. I've been meaning to try this game myself. Or I did try it and they add their 2 cents as well. So next episode will be a game review episode. I can't wait because I don't know what it is, but I can't.
I do.
Wait. Imperial Assault?
Yep.
Are we not recording next week?
No, we are. We need it. We need to fill the cum bank.
Well, what if the next one's so good and so timely it usurps Imperial Assault?
Probably won't, but maybe.
Is it already preloaded?
No, I haven't done it yet, but I got to do it this week.
If it's preloaded, then that's fine. I won't fight you on it. That's it. Let's wave our raviolis in the air.
Zlurpcast! Brought to you by Nuffles. Bet you can't just roll a 1.